Hello everyone! Kumusta guys? How are you all? Today is, oh my goodness, June 1. Hello June. Please be kind to us. Well, this month started very well for you all travelers since the Philippines are really loosening up the entry requirements for the Philippines. We're almost back to normal. Anyways, let's start our update with One Health Pass. If you watched my last video on step-by-step guide, you would know that One Health Pass has really improved. It's simplified. So the good news for One Health Pass is that there is still One Health Pass. I'm sorry to tell you. I know many of the travelers really want One Health Pass to be removed. Tanggalin na siya. Pero One Health Pass really is still required. So what is the good news for One Health Pass? The update last May 30. No more health declaration. Remember before you have to go back to the website to answer some more questions? Well, with the new update, all questions can be answered in the registration process in step 1 lang. Lahat ng questions masasagutan mo na. The barcode will be issued immediately, just like before. And then express lane, Jennifer, is there express lane still? Yes, there is still express lane. However, it is also more simplified. If you guys want to avail express lane, you still need to show QR code. Now, QR code will be automatically sent to your email once available. Unlike before, where you have to click a link, now, no more. It will be sent to your email immediately once it is available. So, yesterday, no, last May 30, I registered. Ayan, I registered. Asan na ba yun? Ito, I registered May 30. And then, on the day of my departure, I was sent this QR code. Wala na akong ginawa. This was sent automatically. So, for those of you who want to avail Express Lane, then you really have to make sure that the email you will be using when you register to One Health Pass is active and accessible. Yung ma-open mo talaga. So, whether you have barcode or QR code, both are accepted. Pero, the advantage of QR code is that this is express lane, meaning upon arrival, they will just scan this and you're good to go. While if you have barcode, if you have this barcode, they will also scan this and then they will ask for your vaccination proof and your booster shot proof then if you are exempted from pre-departure testing. Ayun lang. It's still the same as before pero I think really it has improved yung One Health Pass. At least step 1 na lang yung gagawin and if you want express lane, you'll just have to check your email for the QR code. Another way to access the QR code then is to go to my profile. Ito, my profile. Asan yun? My profile if you want to check your QR code. If you want express lane. Okay. Anyways, what else? About the negative test result now, we've foreseen this, alam na nating mangyayari to. What are you talking about, Jennifer? Just like I said, this was expected. I want to share the experience of Crystalline. Hello everyone, just landed in the Philippines from Dubai via Emirates. They asked, the ground crew asked for my PCR test. So I really thought that. I told them that as of May 30, PCR tests for passengers who are boosted are no longer required. And the ground crew won't accept it. As according to that ground crew, as per Emirates, they are updated with the policy and it's still required. So the passenger, Crystalline, told the ground crew to check again because she's very sure that PCR test is no longer required. So that ground crew asked her colleague beside her as well as check the website of Emirates, and so she said sorry as if she wasn't aware. And after that, they just asked for the vaccination proof and One Health Pass. See, it happens. Sometimes the ground crew or the airline crew is not updated themselves, and even if you tell them, sometimes they would argue. Oh, it's not a good attitude, no? But kudos to this traveler Crystalline who really fought. Oh, yan. Pag nasa katwiran, ipaglaban mo. O at least, 'di ba? So guys, I already told you this before that this is not a surprise. There are really some airlines or maybe some ground crew who are not updated. So it's always best that you fight for it if you know you are in the right. And this traveler fought for it, kaya ayun. So you guys, if in case your airline is not aware, ask them to call immigration or Philippine authorities or check their website because most of the airlines' website are already updated. Besides, this lifting of pre-departure test for boosted passengers is all over the news. Balita na yan everywhere, so they should be aware of it. Ayan, just a reminder, these are the people who are exempted from pre-departure testing. Adults who are boosted, teenagers 12 to 17 years old who are fully vaccinated, and then children 11 years old and below totally exempted. Now, who are considered fully vaccinated with booster? This is a very important question because for adults, dapat boosted para exempted. So what is the basis? So if you have received 3 doses of vaccine, yan, may booster ka na, you are exempted, you are boosted. While if you receive J&J plus another COVID-19 vaccine like Pfizer, then you are also considered fully vaxxed with booster. Kung may 3 dose, yan, boosted ka na. Kung 2 dose lang, but if your one of the vaccines is J&J, then you are also fully vaccinated with booster. Ayan. 3 doses or 2 doses if the 1 dose is J&J. Okay? I hope that is clear. Now, this is a very big question asked by travelers. So, how long do you have to have the booster for it to count as having it according to the Philippines? Diba? If you can remember, for primary series, for fully vaccinated, you have to wait 14 days before it is considered or recognized. How about booster shot? What if, Jennifer, I decide to get my booster a week before my flight or 2 days before my flight, a day before my flight? Will it still be considered? Well, the Bureau of Quarantine answered it today in an inquiry. Bureau of Quarantine is responsible for checking the requirements, vaccination proof of travelers, as you are seeing in the picture. Their answer, Bureau of Quarantine said, please be informed that per IATF Reso 168, all incoming travelers are only required to have at least 1 dose of COVID-19 booster shot to be exempted from pre-departure testing, regardless of the date it was administered. Meaning, your booster will be recognized immediately. No waiting time required. Unlike the primary series na kailangan 14 days. With the booster, kahit today na booster ka, tomorrow flight mo, you are exempted. You are considered boosted. Okay, this is very good news for those who are considering to get boosted so they can avail the exemption. Or go get your booster now as soon as you're eligible because different countries also have different eligibility requirements, right? I want to share the experience of Dale. I'm planning on moving to the Philippines permanently in approximately 30 days. He watched my video yesterday and immediately got on the phone to Walgreens where he received his 2 shot of Moderna and made an appointment to get the booster, which I didn't know existed till your video. Wow, really? When I arrived at Walgreens, according to Dale, for his appointment, I was informed that I could not receive the booster since I received my last vaccine in March, and the time limit for waiting to get the booster is 5 months after your last vaccine. Now, my question is, okay, so Dale is still not eligible for the booster since he received his 2nd dose last March. So that would be March, April, May. Yeah. 2 to 3 months. So in the US, they have a 5 months interval requirement for healthy individuals, while in the Philippines, I think it's only 4 months. But I want to share information for our kababayans in the US, people in the US who want to get their booster. You may get it earlier if you are moderately or severely immunocompromised. If you are moderate or severely immunocompromised, you can have your 3rd shot at least 4 weeks after the 2nd dose. So I just want to share that information. You can have it earlier if you are moderately or severely immunocompromised. But for healthy individuals, it's 5 months for 2 shots. For J&J, it's also shorter. I think it's 3 months or 4 months for J&J. But I just want to share, I want to remind foreigners that booster shot is not a requirement. If you have the complete dose, if you're fully vaxxed, then that's enough. The only difference is you need pre-departure testing if you are not boosted. Now I want to do this table with you guys so we can be familiar together with the protocols. So for adults who are 18 years old and above, fully vaccinated with booster, pre-departure test, RT-PCR or antigen, do they need it? No, they don't need it because they are boosted. So watch the screen together. Let's do this together. Fully vaccinated with booster, do they need one health pass? Yes. Quarantine upon arrival? No, there's no quarantine. How about fully vaccinated? Do they need a pre-departure test? Yes, if you are an adult. Do they need one health pass? Yes. Do they quarantine upon arrival? No. How about unvaccinated or partially vaccinated adults? They need pre-departure test? Yes. They need one health pass? Yes. Quarantine upon arrival? Yes. So, please have a screenshot of this information. Okay. Now, let's move on to teenagers. If the teenager is fully vaccinated with booster, they don't need pre-departure tests. They need one health pass. There's no quarantine. If the teenager, 12 to 17 years old, is fully vaccinated, they don't need pre-departure test. They need one health pass registration, and there is no quarantine upon arrival. How about if the teenager, 12 to 17, is unvaccinated or partially vaccinated? They need pre-departure testing, they need one health pass, and they quarantine upon arrival. The guardian or parent will accompany them in the hotel. So please have a screenshot if you are traveling with teenagers so you can be familiar with the rules. Moving forward, we have children. If you have kids 11 years old and below, here are the rules. If you have a kid who is fully vaccinated, they don't need pre-departure testing, but they need one health pass. If they're fully vaccinated, they're also exempted from pre-departure testing. They need one health pass. And then there's no quarantine. While if your kid is unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, they don't need pre-departure testing. They also need one health pass. Okay, they need one health pass. And then there is no quarantine upon arrival. Please take a screenshot or have a look at it, study it if you have kids traveling with you. Okay, and that is all the update for today. I just want to emphasize the good news on One Health Pass. It's much easier to register. Please don't let One Health Pass be a hinder to your travel to the Philippines. I read some comments, oh, I will not travel to the Philippines until One Health Pass is removed. I think that is this is a very shallow reason not to travel. I mean, maybe exemption for seniors. Pero if you are an adult, if you can use Facebook, if you can use YouTube, I'm sure you can also register to One Health Pass. If you need help, please ask your family. They can do it for you as well. While, or friends, if you know anyone who is familiar with using cell phone or computer, you can also ask help from them. While, for kids, I already told you the rules. Please be aware of that. One Health Pass registration is simplified. Safe travels to you all. I hope that all your trip will be uneventful. Please listen to the advisory also of your airline. So see you all and God bless you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. Bye-bye.